Miles in here? He just leave?
What does it mean for Terrence to have that kind of success and to show that kind of confidence out there for you guys?
Well, him and JoJo. I mean, they both had major surgery. You know, Terrence got hurt in this game or against A&M on December 12th, and today's his first game since then. You know, he's just been rehabbing all summer. And Coach Quanis has done a great job. But so has Coach Bishop. So is John Houston. I'd say the bulk of that goes to John Houston. Then JoJo, you know, had major surgery on his ankle, and we lost him at the end of February. You know, you saw what he did on the boards tonight. But you know, Javier has been really playing well. You know, we had two starters out in the scrimmage Saturday. We had one starter out tonight. But if this had been a normal game, Javier for sure would have played. There's no reason to play in this game. It's an exhibition game. That's why I let all our guys play. Probably more happy for Terrence and JoJo just to see them have some success. I think their confidence will come not because they played good, but because when they walked off the floor, health-wise they were good. That's where they'll get their confidence from.
Coach, how do you think Milos did today?
Solid. You know, we got better each time. He didn't get to play last Saturday. But I thought he practiced well. He was practicing well before he broke his nose. But you know, there's a difference in breaking your nose and breaking your nose. He had surgery. You know, had his septum damn near shoved up into his eyeballs. His nose, you look straight, his nose was underneath his eyes. He got the crap knocked out of him. You know, Milos wants to do well. You know, I've only had 4 point guards here, so it's easy for me to get one and break him in and see how he does. You know, the most silly question that I get is how would he be compared to Jamal? I mean, it's just silly. Really? You really think that's part of our thought process? I have no idea. You know, it's like Cordell and Mercy and all those guys turning the ball over. Had that been Jamal when he was a freshman, he would have turned the ball over more than them. Freshmen always turn the ball over. That's why you don't win with freshmen. You know, so. But I thought all our guys did the things that we want to emphasize. A&M has a good team. Buzz, as long as Buzz is coaching over there, they're going to have a good team. Buzz knows what he's doing. Once they get Solomon Washington back, we played against the Phelps kid at SMU. He's solid. I mean, they'll have a good team. You know, once we get JVA back, obviously we'll be better too. So this time of year, you don't get too high or low on anything. You know, or I've been watching these guys since June, so they played about the way I thought they'd play.
Kelvin, the last 2 weeks where you've where you've been able to get some live minutes for some of the younger guys or the guys that can factor in, how beneficial has that been, and have you been able to maybe discern anything from, you know, who may be a bigger contributor than others among the younger guys, like redshirt guys? You know.
Yeah, no, they're not going to be contributors. That's why they're freshmen. You know, they'll play about like Jamal Shedd played when he was a freshman. They're no different than him. Pull up Jamal's stats as a freshman. I'm sure somebody asked me, was he going to be a contributor? I don't need him to be. I got a starting point guard. You know, where will they contribute? We got 5 starters. We got Malik, Terrence, Javier, Jacob, Ramon, where are they going to contribute at? Mercy, Mercy, somebody I'm sure will make the mistake of thinking Mercy's way better than he is. That always happens. Just like had Mercy went 0 for 5, somebody would have made the mistake who's, I thought he was better than that. We don't evaluate our guys on 20 minutes here or 10 minutes there. There's a reason we recruited all of them. But as long as they stay patient, their time will come. We told Jamal that. But we did not need Jamal to contribute. That's why he sat on the bench his entire freshman year. But he came back his sophomore year and he was ready to contribute. So don't ask questions about guys there's not a path for some of them to the floor. So don't ask why aren't they on the floor. Where do you want me to put them? Who do you want me to sit down so they can play? LJ? The answer to that's no. Well, how about well, this guy hasn't played. Why don't you put him in? Who you want me to put him in for? Terrence? No. Terrence is going to play. Our top 7 is our top 7. Our top 9 is our top 9. Unless you're in the top 9, it's going to be a struggle.
Well, let me rephrase because you just hit on it. Not so much the younger guys, but getting the healthy guys back that missed. You look like you're about 9 to 10 deep. Is that where you feel like the number is that guys that will contribute?
That's about the difference in those two questions, Joseph, is like reading a Superman comic in the Bible. Completely different animal. You say the freshmen, where they contribute, they're not going to contribute. So now that I put a period at the end of that statement, what was the next one? Yeah. Yeah, but that was also not an accident. But we were deep this time last year too. The next coach to control injuries will be the first one ever. You just never know. I remember the year that Cincinnati, I thought, had the best team in the nation. We played them that year when I was at Oklahoma. They had this kid named Kenyon Martin. I'm pretty sure Coach Huggins wished he had not broken his leg. And you can spin it all you want. It wasn't Coach Huggins' fault. Sometimes fate and God have a lot to do with this thing. You just got to trust the process.
LJ, how do you feel physically getting ready for the season?
I feel pretty good. Just got to continue to work my way back into even better shape. I felt like I got tired out there a little bit, and just get to a point where I feel like I could fight through that fatigue. So that's the biggest thing for me right now.
Kelvin, JoJo's ability to impact and change the game without scoring, how valuable is that? And have you seen him grow in that area?
No, he's been like that since he started playing basketball. JoJo's never been a scorer. When we recruited him, he wasn't a scorer. And he's been really consistent in that area. He still can't score. You guys are something else with your questions. JoJo has days when his ball goes in. Honest to God, he scores sometime, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. Didn't he score a bunch last Saturday or no? I don't even remember. Did he score last Saturday?
Something like that, yeah.
A couple of times, But I don't, JoJo's not a go-to scorer. He doesn't need to. So they'll be nice when he has 14. And then, Chris, you'll probably say, Coach Snyder scores 14. Is that something you can build on? No, we're not going to build on the night he has. But he will have a game where he scores 14. You watch, Chris. So I'm going to do my best to throw you off that scent.
Coach, can you talk about your relationship with Coach Williams and what maybe brought this exhibition about?
Yeah, I've known Buzz since he was at actually he was a manager at Oklahoma City University, and I was the coach at University of Oklahoma. I've just always admired his curiosity, his thirst for learning. He would come up and sit beside me and would just ask questions, and we'd talk. Then when he went to Marquette, that's when I said, this guy here is one of the best coaches in the country. Then what he did at Virginia Tech, it's not easy. And of course, in the SEC, it's like the Big 12. Every job in every job in the SEC, every job in the Big 12, they're tough jobs. But Buzz builds teams in his likeness. I think that's a credit to him. Like they didn't have Solomon Washington today. When they get him back, that'll make a difference for them. Wade Taylor, he makes every coach plays against him. You just kind of hold your breath when he gets going because you never know when he's going to make about 8 in a row. But Buzz recruits kids. He mentors them. He gives them confidence. He allows them to express themselves through freedom on the floor. And he's just a great guy, great family guy. I've just a ton of respect for Buzz.
LJ and J1, with a week until the season starts, how do you guys feel like where you're at as a team going into the year?
I just feel like, every day we can get better. A lot of learning, a lot of film, and just see where we can get better at, areas that we need to work on. And like Coach said, when Jay comes back, I feel like we're going to be back to a whole. So these games that we have, all these practices, is just more about learning because it's early, in the season. So just moving forward, just trying to get all the guys, on the same page. When Mercy comes in, whatever, make sure he has the confidence to do what he want to do. But I feel like, moving forward, I'm glad that Terrence is back. I'm glad that JoJo is back. And we're just going to keep getting better every day.
Time for a couple more questions, sir. We'll go to Chris and then Andy for the last one.
J1, Texas A&M is usually one of the top rebounding teams in the country as well. To have that success on the boards against them, what does that show about this group?
Just the battle of the boards. Rebound is in our DNA, and we travel with that. So kudos to A&M, for being a good rebounding team. But it doesn't matter, who we play. We got to travel with our rebounding every night. And I think, that's what gets us going. Some team gets going with shots, but offensive rebounds gets us going. That pumps us up, and that gets us in a groove. And I think we just play better. Once we get on the glass, it hurts when you play defense, for 30 seconds, and then the ball goes up, and you get an offensive rebound. You got to play for another, a couple seconds. So just rebounding the ball kind of kills other team spirits, and I think that's what we hang our hats on.
Jawan, you've been through a lot of Octobers here with Houston. How does this one compare to others, and really what have you focused on preparing for this season?
It's been the same, every October. But just, believing in myself, confidence in myself, trusting in the work, and trusting in my guys too. I've never been a selfish player, and I always wanted to see my teammates do good too. So I never go into a game with a mindset of scoring a certain amount of points or doing anything. I just go into a game trying to find ways to impact winning. I don't really care about scoring as much. So just going into the games and just trying to find ways to get my teammates going and give them confidence too.
Did you see Jamal wear your shirt last night, the too small shirt?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
The last thing I'd say is this was, this hurricane thing affects a lot of people, and they come and they go. But there were some people that lost power for 4 or 5 days, 6 or 7 days. A lot of people don't have much money. They lost all their food. And that's why I was so appreciative of the crowd today, because the money went to the victims of Hurricane Beryl. I realized that we were focused on the game, and that's the story. But I want to draw attention to that, and I want to thank our fans for coming today, and the Texas A&M fans for coming today to make sure that You know, there's some basketball lessons are important, but life lessons are far more important. Being able to use basketball as a tool to help, you know, the less fortunate. I'm glad we're able to do that. That's something I will remember far better than how Mercy played or what freshman didn't play good. That's irrelevant in the big picture. What is relevant, though, is we were able to help a lot of people today.